Hi guys in YouTube land. I am back with part 2 of my Our Generation review of the Maddie doll. I'm sorry my camera actually cut off on the review, so I'm going to finish reviewing her. But when I last talked to you guys or spoke with you, I was talking about her skin tone. And so that seems to be a very popular topic nowadays, is just representation and how now doll companies are starting to become more diversified. And I know that word must sound very tricky to some people. Sometimes people even think that that word is not such a good thing. But when you think about diversity, diversity is anything that makes you unique or different. It could also be a set of skills that you have, how you talk, how you articulate your words, how you represent yourself, how you basically present yourself to the world. So diversification can take on many ramifications. And so when you think about diversity, that can also include roles for women and young girls. And so that also crosses over into STEM. And a long time ago, girls weren't really, um, it wasn't really promoted for girls to go into STEM. Therefore, when they grew up as women and it was time for them to pick a career, a lot of women were steered away from science because at that time, the companies weren't diversifying, which meant that they weren't allowing women to really represent the company or to work for the company. Now, diversity has expanded its definition. And when you expand the definition of diversity, that includes color of skin, hair textures, hair type, how you look to people. It doesn't just affect whether you're a boy or a girl, but it affects other things too. And so when you think about diversity in the doll world, it could be as simple as representation, where you have a dynamic group of dolls with different skin tones, hair textures, and colors. So if you can think of maybe some Crayola crayons, and you think of whether you want to use yellow, pink, green, blue, or purple, diversification means that you're no longer having to just use a whole set of blues, whether it's colors like aqua blue, sky blue, robin egg blue, navy, um, let's see, cerise. It could be a whole bunch of other colors than just blue. So when I think of Maddie, I haven't really seen Maddie's skin tone represented in the doll world, and it doesn't really seem to be a popular vinyl color when it comes to dolls. Either dolls are um, dark in vinyl, such as Addie. Addie has a darker vinyl to her complexion, whereas Samantha in American Girl would have a lighter vinyl complexion. But sometimes you just want something that represents everyone. And so you could either have something in the middle, such as a soft, maybe shade of brown, such as the one for Danelle and Deidre, or you could have something that's also a little bit lighter, such as the skin color on Maddie. So I like the fact that they did give Maddie some different color eyes from what you would see with a doll with this color skin tone. And I actually remember now who she reminds me of. She reminds me of Vanessa Williams. So the singer and the actress, as well as the former Miss America. So for some of you who were too young to really know who Vanessa Williams was, she still is an actress, but she was also a great singer. And she was the first African American Miss USA, I believe. And so a lot of you who are young, you probably can't believe that there was ever a first. in that category when it comes to a representation of the United States. But it did take a long time for the Miss America pageants to become diversified. So when I talk about diversity in the doll community and in the doll world, a lot of girls do look like Addie. A lot of girls do look like Maddie. A lot of girls do look like Deidre and Danelle. And a lot of girls do look like this pretty little ballerina here. And so even when you look at her eye color, that is new. So you just want to remember that this is not a tan that Miss Maddie has. She is actually representing a lot of other African American girls who sometimes are not represented in the doll world or who are sometimes overlooked in the doll world. And I think the doll world is trying to become better at that. There are even several videos on YouTube with collectors talking about how some doll companies are looking at the face molds and they are now trying to diversify the face molds. But what a lot of collectors are forgetting when it comes to face molds is that African Americans, we are people. We are not dolls. So when you think about people, people have different features on their face. Sometimes they have a small button nose, such as Deidre. Sometimes they can have different eye color and still be of a dark skin type. Sometimes they can even have small lips as opposed to full lips in the African American community. And so not every doll in the African American community is representing people when you think about it. Like, I like how the doll world is looking at hair textures and hair types as well as face molds. But I also like the fact that they are considering that not all African Americans have full lips like Addie or full noses like Addie. Some African Americans can be as fair or light skinned as Maddie, and sometimes they can be right in the middle when it comes to skin coloring, such as Deidre and Danelle. And sometimes they can have a richness to their brown skin coloring, and their skin can be smooth and dark, like this beautiful ballerina here. And so I really want to make sure that when I do this review, not only am I talking about Maddie's skin tone, which a lot of people will claim, oh, she just has a tan, a deep tan. No, she actually represents a lot of African American girls who do not fit the stereotype. Sometimes they also need to be represented as well. Some African Americans have textured hair and some African Americans have straight hair. And so she represents something that's kind of like right in the middle, where her hair is not bone straight, but it's not textured either. It's kind of like a wave. It has a wave to it. So I do like the fact that our generation seems to be taking the lead when it does come to representation and diversity in the doll world by giving some of these dolls different hair textures, different face molds, different vinyl in their skin, but they're still representing African American girls and boys. Another thing that I want to go over is the pillow that Maddie has. This pillow actually comes with her set, and it's a dog pillow, and the dog is so adorable. Everything is embroidered on the doll, and so the ears have a little bit of threading which keeps them down, but you can always snip that if you would like them to stand out. It's a neck pillow, and so a lot of people use a neck pillow to travel, and I do like the fact that this has a dog theme to it. Speaking of a dog theme, Maddie actually comes with her own Cocker Spaniel dog, and it has a little hot pink fuchsia leash. And the dog is so adorable, guys. I like the fact that this came with the doll. You did not have to pay separately for this dog. and it has glass eyes, which are very nice, and a little button nose. So it's a little bit of a plastic material, and I do like the ears. I like the material of the dog. I just like that the dog looks like the dog is high quality, even though the set was very affordable. This set was under $30. Maddie also came with a little light jean jacket, and there's not much to it. It's just a plain, very light material. So you don't really need to expect much with this jacket. It is very light and not very great or good quality, but it is a jacket, so I do like it, and I appreciate them adding that. The shirt is a basic sleeveless pink cotton shirt that has Velcro on the back. So again, a very nice color palette with pink and the jean jacket. This might actually be my favorite feature on the Maddie doll besides the pillow is her skirt. This skirt is a very high quality skirt. It's thick and durable. I like the way that they sewed and stitched it. I like that it has Velcro on the back, and again, this is just a really adorable skirt, and I like this little added feature or detail, and I really think that all this goes really well together as a set. Maddie also comes with her own passport because she is a doll that travels, and the passport is blank, so it does allow you to add stickers if you would like to add stickers. It also has a place where you can even include a picture of Maddie if you want to, but I didn't. So I like the fact that she does come with a travel passport, which it does encourage travel. And last but least are the shoes. One of my family members took off with her shoes. I'm not going to name any names, but I think I know who has the shoes. And so to replace the shoes, I'm just going to give her these plaid all over shoes because I think by me picking these up one day, I didn't really know which doll was going to wear these plaid all over shoes. But now I think that they would be a perfect accessory for this outfit. So I think I'm going to give Maddie these shoes. So that's my review, my complete review of the Maddie doll. She's absolutely gorgeous, and I really do want you guys to consider buying her if you do see her because she does come with her own dog, and she has an amazing outfit set that she comes with, and she actually looks amazing in other Our Generation clothes as well. She fits in rather nicely with my diversified doll collection. I have a diverse group of dolls, including my Latina doll, Josefina, back there. And so I just want you guys to be encouraged that when you hear the word diversity, know that diversity ranges. It ranges in intelligence, and it ranges in just what you look like and what you bring to the world. So don't be scared of that word diversity. I know a lot of people think that that word just applies to race and the color of your skin, but it also applies to gender as well. And before women could be accepted in certain roles like scientists and doctors and lawyers, that was mostly a field that was dominated by men. And so diversity back in the 1950s was a rather controversial word too, because again, it affected women being welcomed in the workplace. So before you decide that you don't want to get a doll that looks like any of these dolls here, because you feel that somehow that you're not about diversity, just remember that if you want to be your best self and someone is judging you because you are who you are, whether you have freckles or straight hair or whatnot, remember that you might be guilty of that yourself. So in the doll world, I do like how now we are seeing dolls represent real people, and somewhere in this world, you do have people who look like Danelle, you have people who look like Maddie, and you have people who look like Addie. And so that's always a good thing, because as much as I love all my dolls, I also like to see everybody happy and everybody represented. All right, talk to you guys later.